How to touch up and create perfectly sized portraits or images for Meebo, Facebook, and Twitter accounts or departmental pages. Okay, the first thing we want to do is bring in our image. If you don't already have an image brought in, just choose File and Open and choose your file from whichever drive you have it stored. And so the first thing we want to do is alter the brightness or contrast of this a little bit. Anytime you scan an image, it's going to be scan a little lighter than it was because it's going to lose some of the color information. And so what we want to do is go under Image, Adjustments, and you see we have a lot of different color adjustments we could use. We could use vibrance, hue, saturation, color balance. We could change it to black and white. We could do stuff in the channels, but just for this we want to choose brightness, contrast, because it's a really simple way to get some really direct results really quickly. And once we're here, we see we have a slider, and we can just it was probably going to be a little lighter than it should have been, so I'm going to reduce the brightness and let's see, give it just a little bit more contrast. Okay, that looks good. Then I hit OK. And now the next thing I want to do is to touch up the photograph by, you know, we have some zits right here, and we have red eyes in this photograph. So to remove these, we want to use these two tools over here. We have here a tool called the red eye tool, and that's what you would remove, that red eye that's caused by the flash reflecting off the pupil of the eye. And we also want to use this brush called the healing brush. It looks like a little bandage. I'm going to choose healing brush, and then you see whenever you open a tool in Photoshop, it has its toolbox. The toolbox shows right up here at the top. Here you see the size of the brush of your tool. You can adjust it accordingly right here. I think I want to keep mine pretty small. You can choose whether or not you want your brush to be a normal brush or a luminosity brush, etc. You can choose where you want it to sample or pattern, etc. This is its toolbox, and so always be looking up there whenever you open a new tool and see what options you have to set your tool at. Okay, so down in here you see this is my healing brush that's showing up right there. What I want to do with the healing brush is choose a nice patch of skin that I want to emulate to cover up this blemish. And to do this, see, that one looks pretty good. I'm going to left click and hit Alt at the same time, and when I do that, you see it samples a little from that area. Now I'm going to wand over the blemish and left click, and it disappears. So it covered it with the image of that skin that I sampled from. Do the same thing over here, Alt click to pick up a nice piece of skin, and then take it over here and put it over the blemish. Oops, didn't get the blemish all the way there. Okay, now it's removed. Now I want to get rid of the red eyes in the photo by going over here and choosing the red eye tool. Click on that. Now I want to zoom in a little bit so I can see the pupils a little more. To do that, choose View, Zoom in, and here we go. We have two ways of working on this. I can just click into the pupil like this. That took care of that pretty well. Or I can go over here and left click and drag, and and when it makes this little box around it, it sort of sets the dimensions of, or the levels of far out as it would go to do these changes. In other words, it wouldn't run into the rest of the face. So let's see, there. This one's a little bit more, takes a little bit more time to use, but it has more control. Just going to do this until I get what I want. Okay. And then just do that. Okay, good. Alright, now the red eyes and the blemishes are removed. I'm going to zoom back out. So choose View, Zoom Out. And now I'm going to show you how to size this to get the exact size that you need in your different online accounts. And most of the accounts just say, they tell you an exact size that it has to be, like 75 by 75 pixels or something like that. So that's what we're going to use, that we've been told we have to use 75 by 75 pixels and make it 72 dpi, or dots per inch. So what we're going to do then, and also we want to use this concept, I call it a way to use sort of a viewfinder to see exactly how much of an image you're going to get, and you can control how creative you are on your image. Okay, first of all, I just want to reduce the size overall by choosing image size. I'm just going to cut it in about half. It's now 3.5. I'm going to make it about 1.5 inches. Okay, made it a lot smaller there. Now what I want to do is to sort of use my viewfinder concept, is to go over here and choose this rectangular marquee tool. And there we go. And now see the rectangular marquees toolbox is up here. I want to change this. It's usually on normal. I'm going to change it to fixed size, and I'm going to say 75 px or pixels times 75 pixels. And then I'm going to click down in my picture, and see, this is sort of like a little viewfinder. I can left click and move this around and see sort of what I'm going to get. Okay, this kind of just helps me. I want to go back in and change my image size again by choosing image size, and actually I think I'm going to change the resolution first. Choose resample and make the resolution 72, and you see that actually we need not to resample, but to choose leave it like it was and just make it 72. I'll turn it in half again, 1.5. Okay, it makes it a little bit smaller. Now I'm going to click back into it again, and you see this is my viewfinder. That looks like a pretty good image to use for Meebo or Facebook or any place like that, because it's a very small image, and you want the real estate to be good for what you have in your little square. So that looks like a good image for me. Now to crop this out, I just choose image and crop, and there I have an exact 75 by 75 pixel image with a DPI of 72, and you can double check it again by going under image size. See, it's 75 pixels by 75 pixels, and it is 72. It just changed on me here. I just clicked that. Okay. And it's 72 DPI. Alright, so now I want to save this in a format so I can use it on the web. To do that, I say File, Save As, and let me give it a name. Let's see, for Twitter, and I'm going to save it as a GIF. They said they wanted a 75 by 75 72 DPI GIF, so, or JPEG, whatever. It's all under here. You can just choose it, whichever format they tell you, and hit save, and OK, and OK, and you're done. Now you can just go to your Twitter or Meebo account and just upload your image.